open your King James Bible to Isaiah chapter 7 verse 14, and you see a miracle. It says, "Behold, a virgin shall conceive." But open a modern translation like the NRSV, and the miracle seems to vanish. It reads, "Behold, a young woman shall conceive." Did modern scholars delete the virgin birth from the Old Testament? Or did the King James translators add something that wasn't there? This is one of the most explosive debates in Bible translation. Today, we are going to look at the receipts. We'll look at the Hebrew word, Almah, the word for virgin it didn't use, and why this single verse caused a 2,000-year-old argument between Judaism and Christianity. Let's start with the crime scene, the Hebrew text itself. In Hebrew, Isaiah 7:14 says, "Hineha Almah hara veyoladet ben." The controversial word here is ha-almah. In English, we have a very specific word for a woman who has never had sexual relations, virgin. We also have a general word, young woman. The question is, which one is Almah? To find out, we have to do what real translators do. We have to see how the Bible uses this word everywhere else. The word Almah appears 7 times in the Hebrew Bible. Let's look at the lineup. In Genesis 24, Rebekah is called an Almah before she marries Isaac. She is definitely a virgin, but the word highlights her youth and marriageability. In Exodus 2, Moses' sister Miriam watches him in the basket. She is called an Alma'ah. She's a young girl, likely unmarried. In Proverbs 30, it describes the way of a man with a maiden. Here is the pattern. In every single case, an Almah is a young woman who is at the age of marriage. Now, in ancient Israelite culture, an unmarried young woman was presumed to be a virgin, but, and this is critical, the word Almash itself describes her age, not her sexual history. It's like the English word maiden or damsel. It implies virginity, but it doesn't explicitly prove it. So, if Isaiah wanted to be 100% clear that he meant virgin in the biological sense, did he have a word for that? Yes. He could have used the word Betulah. Betulah is the specific legal term for a virgin. We see it in Deuteronomy 22 regarding legal evidence of virginity. We see it in Joel chapter 1 verse 8. If Isaiah wanted to leave zero room for doubt, Betulah was the word to use. But he chose Almah. Why? Look closely at the Hebrew again. It doesn't just say Almah. It says ha-almah. That ha is the definite article. It means the. Isaiah isn't talking about some random abstract virgin in the distant future. He is pointing to a specific woman standing there, or someone known to King Ahaz. He is saying, "Behold, the young woman, that one right there, shall conceive." This was a sign for a panicked king in 735 BC. He needed proof right then that God was with him. A sign 700 years in the future wouldn't help King Ahaz survive the week. So, the young woman had to be someone relevant to his timeline. So, if the Hebrew says young woman, where did we get virgin? Enter the plot twist. 200 years before Jesus, Jewish scholars translated their Hebrew Bible into Greek. This translation is called the Septuagint. When they got to Isaiah 7:14, they didn't use the general Greek word for young woman. They chose the specific word parthenos, which means virgin. Why? We don't know for sure. Maybe they saw the miraculous nature of the sign. But this decision changed history, because this is the Bible the early Christians read. Fast forward to the New Testament. When Matthew tells the story of Jesus' birth, he quotes Isaiah 7:14, and because he is writing in Greek, he uses the Septuagint's word, parthenos. "Behold, the virgin shall be with child." For Matthew, Jesus is the ultimate fulfillment of this sign, a miraculous conception that goes far beyond what happened in King Ahaz's day. So, who is right? The Hebrew young woman or the Greek virgin? The answer is both. Biblical prophecy often works on 2 horizons. Horizon 1, in 735 BC, a young woman, likely known to Isaiah or Ahaz, conceived naturally. Her child was a sign to Ahaz that God was with us, Emmanuel, to save Jerusalem from invasion. Horizon 2. Centuries later, Matthew sees the ultimate Emmanuel, Jesus. He realizes that the first sign was just a shadow of the greater reality. In Jesus, the young woman is truly a virgin, and God with us isn't just political rescue, but God in the flesh. So did modern translators remove the virgin? No. They translated the Hebrew word, Almah, accurately as young woman to respect the original context of Isaiah. Did the King James translators add it? No. They followed the interpretive tradition of the Septuagint and Matthew. You don't have to choose between history and theology. The Hebrew text gives us the historical sign for Ahaz. The New Testament gives us the ultimate fulfillment in Jesus. The Bible is big enough for both. If you want to see another example of how one Hebrew word changes everything, you need to see what we found in Genesis 1:1, the missing word that connects creation directly to the Messiah. Click right here to watch that next. I'm the translation detective, and I'll see you in the next investigation.